Hanover Square Press and HarlequinAudio present The Knowing, How the Oppression of Indigenous Peoples Continues to Echo Today, by Tanya Talaga. This is the author. A note before we begin. For access to photos, a glossary, and cast of characters, don't forget to download the accompanying enhancement PDF from your audiobook provider. For my uncle, Hank Bowen. They just made this damn thing up, the entire thing. A fiction that is absolutely made up and it shapes the world. Montreal Lake Cree Nation author Harold Johnson, in conversation with Tanya Talaga, Vancouver Writers Fest, October 2021. Forward. Only one building still stands on the site of the former Morris Industrial School for Indians in Morris, Minnesota. Built in 1899, the two-story, red brick structure with black framed windows was a dormitory. Now, located on the campus of the University of Minnesota, it is all that is left of the Native American boarding school. I'm standing in front of a black plaque erected by the Minnesota Historical Society that gives a brief description of what used to be here. The building is a testament to the United States government's genocidal policies of exclusion and assimilation when it came to dealing with Indigenous peoples. 200 years before I stood there, on the frozen plains of Morris, Minnesota, an eager and aggressive young United States government, intent on settling the Western continent, passed an act that birthed the system used to set up Indian boarding schools funded by the U.S. government and Christian churches. The aim of the Indian Civilization Fund Act of 1819 was to civilize the children, removing them from their families, their languages, their cultures, and their ways of life, to breed them into good and useful Americans. To help this immense endeavor along, the Bureau of Indian Affairs was created in 1824 and then put under the direction of the U.S. War Department. Placing schools for Native Americans under the direction of a country's War Department does not sound like an academic endeavor where the education of children was top of mind. Because it wasn't. It was a violent tool of oppression, a law to steal children from moms and dads and then brainwash them. There were approximately 523 of these so-called schools across the United States from 1801 onward, according to the National Native American Boarding School Healing Coalition. The former Morris Industrial School was started by Mother Mary Joseph Lynch and the Sisters of Mercy in 1887. The large dormitory I am standing in front of housed Chippewa Indians from Turtle Mountain Reservation in North Dakota and Dakota Indians from Siston Reservation in South Dakota. I pause after reading this detail. I am also Chippewa, the name used in the United States to describe the Ojibwe, or Anishinaabe, which means in English, the original people. The Anishinaabe can be found all around the Great Lakes region, from Minnesota to Michigan and deep into Ontario and Manitoba. I am a member of Fort William First Nation, an Anishinaabe First Nation community on the northern shores of Lake Superior. Fort William is one of more than 600 First Nations communities in Canada. I was in Morris, an agricultural town with a population of 5,000 on a good day, for a week in March 2019 as the Native American Student Success Artist in Residence, at the invitation of Gabe DeRosier, a lecturer of Anishinaabe language and culture, to speak to the students about Indigenous literature and creative writing. As I stared at the dormitory, I thought about how Anishinaabe children were not afforded this right. Instead, they were imprisoned in this boarding school. The bricks and mortar in front of me are a lasting testament to the laws of subjection that tried to erase Indigenous peoples on both sides of the border in order.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?